1/3 of women in Europe say they've been a victim of violence at some point in their life. How can women best be helped to get over their fear, be provided with sufficiently robust legal protection? We put these and other questions from civic leaders to the President of Parliament's Women's Committee, Mikael Gustafsson.
Pensez-vous qu'on pourrait harmoniser la base de données afin que ces condamnations puissent aboutir de manière moins arbitraire, plus systématique dans les différents pays d'Europe?
We have asked the Commission to put forward a legislative proposal on minimum standards through all 28 member states.
And what will those minimum standards demand?
It could be, for example, access to support and psychological help, how many shelters you at least have to have, and different kind of areas.
Okay, let's take a second question.
Anne Toglé, je milite dans le monde associatif. Nous voudrions créer un tribunal mondial des crimes contre les femmes, étant donné que les violences et les viols contre les femmes sont un fléau mondial. Ne serait-il pas possible d'avoir l'assentiment et le soutien de l'Europe?
I think that's an interesting question. I never heard about it before, so it's very interesting that the proposal is to have a like international court or for connected to violence against women, and that's I think that can be an excellent idea.
Do you think that the International Criminal Court, as we have it at the moment, does enough to protect specifically women from the effects of conflict or the effects of violence?
No, I'm not really sure about that. Of course they do as good as they can, but it also has to do with knowledge and competence inside court. You don't see really a good resource.
And what patterns in Europe are you detecting in terms of the number of crimes against women, in terms of the increase or decrease or stabilisation of the levels of domestic violence?
They are still the same levels. There are still about 1/3 of the European women are suffering from violence against women during their lifetime. That's the same average as in the whole globe, in the global context. So we have the same figures here.
Do you think, just on this question, do you think that the recession in Europe and the levels of poverty that are being reached now in many countries contributes to levels of domestic violence and violence against women?
Yes, definitely. We reach report from NGOs and civil society that, for example, in Greece and Portugal and other countries, that the level is rising when it comes to violence against women. That's not strange in one sense, because if you look at historical, you always see during crisis and when men get unemployed, the violence against women increasing. So,
okay, let's go to our third question right now.
Ik ben Celine Kamps, ik ben de oprichter van Fight Back en ik vraag me af waarom dat er geen gemakkelijk toegankelijke database is waar alle DNA-stalen van de daders wordt verzameld, zodat het veel gemakkelijker wordt om hen op te sporen nadat er een verkrachting is gebeurd.
In one sense you can say, yeah, it might be good to have a database connected with DNA, but in my personal point of view, I would say also a little bit afraid of that, because this is something to do with integrity.
Okay, let's go to our final question.
Respecto a la polémica creada estos últimos días por la reforma de la ley del aborto en España, querría hacerle una pregunta. ¿Qué opina usted sobre los derechos de los niños? Siempre se habla del derecho de la mujer. ¿Prevalecen unos respecto a los otros? ¿No somos todos iguales? Muchas gracias.
In families where you have domestic violence, you also see that the children are abused in many ways. So if you can be pretty sure that if a woman is abused and beaten, you can be pretty sure that the children also are.
What about if we could sort of broaden the question out a little bit to the question of trafficking?
The Committee for Women's Rights and Gender Equality had recently adopted a report that say one important tool, one important measure to deal with trafficking is to go to fight prostitution, and that is going to fight the demand side, that men buy access to women's body.
If you look at the sort of messages that you as a European politician, but you also as a European citizen, would like to get out for International Women's Day, what would that message be?
1/3 of all women are affected by violence during their lifetime in Europe and globally. And that means that these are a huge crime against fundamental rights and human rights. So it's a really shame that we can't do anything about it, that we don't talk about it.
Great. Thank you very much, Mikael.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.